Hi, my name is Jesse at Trash Panda, and lately we've been doing a total deep dive on disc design and prototyping. And while I didn't necessarily expect it, we've totally opened up the floodgates. Along with my friend Chris, a longtime member of the Trash Panda community, we've been trying to learn as much as we possibly can about disc design, especially through hands-on testing. And every single time we test something out, about 5 new ideas come along with it. Plus, it's been so fun to bring you all along for the journey and learn with you. So today is no different, because when Chris told me he could 3D print hollow parts, I had either a very bad or a very good idea. And we're just gonna have to find out. So first things first, this is our prototype mid-range. We had an entire series where you all ended up voting on this one, and we're currently getting a mold made for it. But in the meantime, we made a handful of variations with a hollow rim, where the inside looks just like this. The hollow rim disc comes in at 134 grams, while the original prototype sits at 168. So right off the bat, I'm super curious about how it flies. Due to it being lighter weight, it should act more understable, but due to the fact that we took a ton of weight off of the rim, I'm kind of expecting it to be stupid understable. But before we take it out to a field, I want to test a few other things too. So before the possibly good, possibly very bad idea, I had another idea. And it totally pushes the limits of the PDGA technical standards, but I'm just too interested not to try it. While watching Mark Rober's Glitter Bomb 4.0, I was reminded of something called Centrifugal Force. Basically, in simple terms, if you take a glass of water and spin it, the faster it spins, the more the water will be forced outward and up the walls of the glass. So what might happen if we added a material like sand? I know it might sound crazy, but could that outward force actually affect the flight of a disc in a positive way? I couldn't help but find out. So now we've got a disc with a hollow rim that's full of sand that can move around freely, yet it weighs the exact same amount as the original prototype. So this should be super interesting. But Jesse, what if the sand gets stuck or doesn't move around freely? That is a great question. Since the sand may not flow as freely as I expect, what if we change the material from sand to water? Water should have no problem becoming evenly distributed throughout the rim of the disc, and it should become evenly distributed against the walls due to the effects of centrifugal force. But I know, those of you who are 3D printing aficionados may know that 3D printing hollow parts isn't always perfect, so water may actually leak through the walls of the disc. Well, you're right, and it did. If only there was some kind of sealant that we could cover the disc with so that water couldn't escape. Alright, now we have a disc with a hollow rim, a disc with a hollow rim full of sand, and a disc with a hollow rim full of water. And if you're anything like me, you might have one more idea that might be great and it might be awful. Have you ever struggled with distance? Are you still trying to break that 400-foot barrier? Well, might I suggest a disc full of helium? Now I know, how do we really know that it's helium?
Trust me, it's helium. Alright, let's see how this plays out.
Since this video is all about following our interests down the rabbit hole of disc design, I wanted to put this video's sponsor to the test. Skillshare is an online learning community designed to take you wherever your creativity may lead. So I recently hopped on and checked out the recommendations under inspiration based on my interests. Lately I've become super interested in NFTs, and somehow Skillshare knew that. So my interest was immediately piqued when I saw a class called Turn Your Art into an NFT by Benji Wilson. Wilson. And this is exactly what I love about Skillshare. With thousands of inspiring classes and new ones added daily, I find it to be the perfect resource for the lifelong learner. In just the past few months, I've been able to learn how to tell better stories, create better thumbnails, set up better lighting, edit on an entirely new editing software, and now mint my own NFTs. Hypothetically. So if you want to take the next step in your creative journey, then Skillshare is offering the first 1,000 of my subscribers who click the link in the description a 1-month free trial. And you can start exploring your creativity today. All right, let's see how these discs fly. All right, first things first, I want to show you exactly how the original prototype flies so that we have a baseline to compare all the other discs to. All right, next up, super lightweight, hollow rim, and I'm expecting it to be super understable, so I'm gonna give it some hyzer and honestly, still expect a full flight. Wait, what? Hold up. All right, I need to try that again to make sure that wasn't a fluke, because that didn't act understable at all. What? One more time. All right, if someone can explain why a 134 gram disc that has no weight on the outer edge still acts stable, I'm looking for you in the comments. Until then though, we have a disc full of sand we need to try out. All right, Centrifugal Force, don't let me down. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm so sorry if you can't see how awesome that was on camera, but it definitely did not evenly distribute. So the entire flight, the disc was literally just like off kilter the whole time. So maybe water? Okay. Wow. Okay, that's super interesting because that just flew weirdly well, so helium has to work. So while I'm pretty bummed that the helium disc didn't work, at the end of the day, that's okay. These tests were a little more for fun than they were practical. And we were able to learn something, namely centrifugal force. I think the reason it didn't really apply to what we were doing is because in the example, the glass is stationary while spinning, whereas the disc is spinning while moving. But hey, it was super fun and we learned something, which is really what it's all about. So if you have ideas for other discs we should try in the future, let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to support the channel, and we'll see you next time.
Trust me, it's helium. All right, let's see how this plays out.
That was not enjoyable.